All right, y'all, the gloves are coming off a little bit, if I don't say so myself. We're witnessing it firsthand here. Ron DeSantis has recently started to lean in a little more to some attacks against Donald Trump. Mike Pence has been doing the same thing. You have all these indictments, but you know what? The saddest part is most of them are still cucking themselves. Most of them are, the process isn't fair, double standard, Trump did nothing wrong. Pathetic. Losers. Well, here's an ad from a Mike Pence super PAC. Now, by the way, I have questions as to whether or not Pence himself would have greenlit this ad. This is his super PAC, so it's technically unaffiliated. How unaffiliated, that's a separate question. They could be skirting around the rules, etc. But I actually think this might be an ad that he didn't sign off on directly. So let's watch, and we'll discuss it.
A president begging him to ignore the Constitution. A mob shouting for him to die. And an anxious nation watching for one man to do what's right. A weak man appeases a mob. A man of courage and character stands up to them.
More aggressive than I've seen from Pence. There's no doubt about it. Calling Trump a weak man, calling Pence a strong man, standing up to the mob, the nation waiting to see if he does what's right. And look, you got to keep it real. He found the last shred of integrity and dignity and honor in his soul when he said, I can't just steal an election for you, bro. I can't do it. And Pence, if he got a green light from people he respects, he would have done it. But he went and spoke to some conservative legal minds, some judicial experts on the conservative side, Federalist Society types, people who had connections to Reagan. He went and talked to them, and they were like, oh, this is totally made up. Trump can't just, you can't just go in there and say, this doesn't count for whatever reason. And so he was like, okay, I guess I can't do it. I don't want to undermine the fact that he did it, but he got some advice, which was good advice, which was like, you can't do that. And so he did the right thing. So give him some credit on that so far.
One man failed the test of leadership, while another stood tall. And since then, this so-called leader has continued to abandon our conservative principles.
Wait, what did that say on the screen there? I want to read that again. I'll read it for you guys who can't see it.
Since then, this so-called leader has continued.
Trump turns on his own something over abortion. Trump turns on his own supporters over abortion, it says on screen.
Leader has continued to abandon.
Trump calls Putin genius and savvy for Ukraine invasion. These are all sort of fair attacks. I mean, the counter argument on abortion would be, well, he gave us the Supreme Court justices that got rid of abortion. So from a conservative perspective, he delivered 100%. They're just mad that he hasn't come out and said, I want to do a national abortion ban. He wants to leave it up to the states. And if red states want to ban it, okay, but he doesn't want to do a national abortion ban. So now they're saying you turned your back on us, even though he delivered the justice which overturned Roe v. Wade. So that one's a little mixed, but on the, praising Putin as a genius and savvy for that's a fair attack, man. It's one thing to be nuanced and discuss the situation with all of the geopolitical complexities, like the expansion of NATO, etc. It's another thing to just say, Putin is a genius and he's savvy for his illegal and offensive invasion of a country that didn't attack him. That's insane.
Conservative principles. Now, with a woke mob trying to take away our freedom, we need a president who won't flinch, who won't try to cut deals with our values. A president with the courage and the faith to lead us through turbulent times and keep America the beacon of freedom for all mankind. Mike Pence for president. Committed to America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Look, they're hitting him now. It's good that they're hitting him. Have some balls, show some spine. But to this point, Pence on the campaign trail has been Cucky McCuckington. His spine is made of jello. Now, again, this is a super PAC, which is maybe more aggressive than he is, but fundamentally, he's just in a no-win position. He's in third in all the polls. He has like 6% in all the polls. And he's up against a behemoth. The behemoth is Donald Trump. DeSantis is the closest. He's way closer than Pence. He's at about 23% in the polls. But even he has nearly an impossible hill to climb. The reason is this guy has an iron grip, and the Republican primary voters are vibes-based voters. Trump could come out tomorrow and take a position which is totally out of line with Republican orthodoxy, and they'd be like, yes, we love that. Yes. Trump could start screaming about how we need euthanasia, we need physician-assisted suicide in this country, and people on the right be like, yes! Why haven't we thought of this before? Yes! So it's a vibes-based thing. And he's up against a monster, but I do like the fact that they're now at least leaning in and at least beginning to fight. But Pence would need to start sounding more like this on the campaign trail. And even so, like I said, if he doesn't attack, he probably goes down or stays the same. If he does attack, he probably goes down or stays the same. But I'll tell you one thing. Oh, I'm here for the blood sport. Yummy in my tummy. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.